Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm on a couple minutes late. I just realized I'd forgotten something upstairs and I ran to get it. And so now I'm here and I'm going to give people a few minutes to hop on live. I know that many people are probably at work, but I thought maybe some of you are on your lunch and you could join me for a live crafting show. I see Maureen has joined. Hi, Maureen. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to try not to rock back and forth. I have this sort of chair that twists, and I need movement when I am doing these Facebook Lives because I get a little nervous, but I'll try not to do that so that I don't make you guys dizzy. So please say hello and comment and let me know where you're watching from. I haven't done a Facebook Live on my business page in a long time, so I am so happy that you're all joining me. And please tell me where you're from and where you're watching from and what's up with you. Hope you had a good weekend. My kids just finished March break, and actually I finished March break as well. And my kids have gone back to school very reluctantly and very sadly. They were all dragging their heels this morning. But I don't work Mondays, and so I still have one more day, and I can't lie, I'm pretty excited about that. I do miss them. We had a really nice week, but I am really excited about the quiet that I'm enjoying in the house today. And so I thought I would get a little bit of crafting done and, like I said, do a Facebook Live and do some crafting with you. But let me just think what else there is to share. So for our spring break was last week. We call it March break for those of you that are not in Ontario. And we went to Niagara Falls, and we pretended that it was really hot and that we were on a beach and that it was, we were hanging out by a swimming pool all day. So my kids could honestly go to a hotel down the street and they would be happy. So we just couldn't afford to go away anywhere hot or do an all-inclusive vacation. Hi, Peggy. Nice to see you. We couldn't afford to do anything like that during March break because for a family of 5, it would cost us nearly $10,000 when we were looking at that. So we decided we would just do a little getaway, and they were really thrilled. We went to Niagara for 3 days, and then we came home. And we had some play dates and sleepovers. And then my daughter was in a cultural show on the weekend. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Aliyah. Who else have I missed? Anybody? I'm so glad you guys are joining me. I wasn't sure if there would be people available to hang out during this time, but I'm guessing maybe some of you are on your lunch. So I appreciate you joining me. So I was saying my daughter was in a cultural show on the weekend, and it was the first time that she had done it. And so we had a couple of practices this week. Hi, Carolyn. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. Hope you're doing well. So anyway, she had this performance on Saturday, and I probably was way more nervous than she was, but she ended up rocking it. She was just right in there. It was 2 Bollywood songs mixed together, and she just pulled it out. She had some rhythm and she remembered all the steps, and we had one little mishap where her leggings started to fall down. So they were wearing these cute little dresses and leggings. So there was 9 kids altogether in the performance. And I did say to the choreographer right before they went on stage, I said, make sure that you get Amelia to pull up her leggings because she's got a pretty long torso. And so I always see her hiking up her leggings, and I specifically bought her a smaller size. And I said, make sure you have her pull them up before you go on stage. And sure enough, in the middle of the dance, you could see Amelia like pulling up her leggings in the middle of the dance step. And I thought, oh my gosh, this could go really badly. But she did it twice. And then I guess she maybe got comfortable with where they were. And then she continued the dance. So it was really cute to watch. I mean, she's 5, so she could probably get away with that. I think if she was any older, that might not be so acceptable. But so that was our weekend. And so now the kids are back to school, and I am loving the quiet, although I go back to work tomorrow and then we just get back into a routine. So it's all good. I like getting back into a routine, but I'm really glad you guys have joined me. So I'm going to get started. A couple of things I wanted to share some announcements with you. Many of you probably already know this because I keep posting it on my page and my group, but we have just under 2 weeks left of Celebration. Hi, Gunjan. We have just under 2 weeks left of Celebration. It ends on March 31st. So, hi, Anne. Right back at you, pretty lady. We have 13 days left, and Celebration is the most wonderful time of the Stampin' Up! Year, where it's a great time to shop or to purchase the starter kit or to host or put in a big order of your own. So in terms of shopping, for every $60 you spend, you get to pick an item for free from this brochure here, which is our first release. And there are a few items that have now sold out. Hi, Rick. And then this was a second release. This came out in mid-February, so February 15th. And so all the items in here are good until the end of March, except for the ones that have sold out. And then they also released a third set of items, and this was at the beginning of March, and that's this flyer here. And so there are some products from the annual catalog that you can now get for free. And it's just, I mean, they're just giving stuff away, which is amazing. And so we have 13 days left. And so if there are crafting supplies or anything that you have on your wish list, I would suggest now would be the best time to get it, because then you get additional product for free, which, I mean, who doesn't love free stuff? The other thing that I want to share with you, hi, Jennifer. The other thing I wanted to share with you is, for the first time ever, so I've been a demonstrator for 6 years, and this is the first year that Stampin' Up! Has done a Celebration coordination line of products. And so that's the flyer here. And what they did was they came out with framelits and a stamp set and a punch that coordinates with many of the items in the Celebration brochure. So these are the items here. So you can see the stamp set here called More Than Words, and all of the sentiments in here coordinate with at least one of the stamp sets, sometimes both, in our Celebration offering. So there's one here that says, where is it? With extra sprinkles on top. So we had a stamp set that had a hat. We have a stamp set in the Celebration brochure that has cupcakes on it, so that works really nicely. Leaping for Joy is easy to do when I have a friend as amazing as you. So that goes really nicely with the frog. It's the So Happy For You stamp set, which has frogs galore in that. So you'll also see that I have some X's on my sheet here. So these 3 items, these were framelits that coordinated with the stamp sets in the Celebration brochure. So we had framelits to coordinate with the frogs, the cakes, the cupcakes, and the lily stamp set. We now have 1 set of framelits left, and I'm actually going to be playing with those today. And these coordinate with our Painted Seasons bundle, which again was a Celebration brochure. I feel like I'm throwing lots of information at you. The bottom line is things are selling out really fast. And so if you would like to get your hands on any of them, I would suggest don't wait at all. Go ahead and order them now so that you don't get disappointed. There have been some disappointments with people waiting. And everything that Stampin' Up! Sells is while supplies last. So that's important to keep in mind, that there's no guarantee that you'll get it right up until the end of March. What else do I want to share with you? Okay, I have one of my favorite events coming up. So if you are local and in the GTA, Greater Toronto area, please join me for my Celebration Finale Bingo. So I do like to do a bingo event, and it's not just like your regular bingo with the dabbers and you sit and play several rounds. This is like Stampin' Bingo. So you're going to be playing at least 6, probably 7 rounds of bingo, but you'll also get to stamp in between. So you'll be making at least 3 projects. You'll get a gift. The prizes are amazing. I usually spend over $400 or $500 in prizes, and they're amazing Stampin' Up! Product. And then I'll have snacks, and there will be some shopping specials, and it'll be on March 29th. So this is going to be the second last day of Celebration. Sorry, third last day of Celebration. So you definitely want to be here for that, because you'll get to play with Celebration product, and then you'll also get to order it and get your freebies. And I will have some shopping specials and a coupon, an ordering coupon for anyone that attends. So I will post some more information about this in the link. I'll post a link after this is done. But if you are available, I would love for you to come. The registration closes on March 20th. Okay, so try and make it for that. The last thing that I want to share with you is that I am offering for the first time an online class. Hi, Nancy. Just saw you hopped on. And Anne is sharing some information with us. Anne is saying it's a great time also to stock up on retiring colors for 2017, 2019. That is correct. So we have 5 colors. They have been probably some of my most loved colors, and we'll be playing with a couple of them today. And those are actually going to be retiring in June. However, the retiring list gets posted in April, and as soon as that list gets posted, our in color supplies start to fly off the shelves. And so they're not guaranteed until June. They are only going to be available while supplies last. So if you like any of those colors, it's, I'm trying to see if I have my catalog next to me, which I don't. Lemon Lime Twist, Fresh Fig, Berry Burst, Tranquil Tide, and what am I missing? Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting one. And I'm totally forgetting one. Somebody help me out here. So there's 5 colors and they're all gorgeous, but you definitely want to stock up. And if you have the colors, Powder Pink, how can I forget Powder Pink? It's not on my shelf. That's why I'm forgetting it. Thanks, Rick. So if you do have the ink pads, you definitely want to get the refills so you can extend the life of your ink pads, because once they dry out, if you don't have the refills, you're not going to be able to use them. And then of course we do color coordination better than anybody. And so you definitely want to get your coordinating products like your cardstock and your embellishments, etc. Okay. Last thing I'm going to share with you is I have an online class that I'm offering, and it's the Painted Seasons online class. This is the PDF tutorial. So there are 5 different options with that class. You can do the all-inclusive bundle, which includes the inks, the stamp sets, the Painted Seasons bundle, the coordinating framelits, and then of course you'll get an electronic PDF tutorial emailed to you, and you will get all the make and take supplies. So that's option 1. And then there's an option if you already have the Painted Seasons bundle, then you can do option 2, and that comes with the Strong and Beautiful stamp set, which will be used on all the cards, and we'll be using that today. And it'll also come with the consumables, so the twine, the braided linen trim, the pearls, etc. And then of course all the make and take supplies and the PDF. And then there's an option to order just the consumables, and with all of those options you will get the make and take supplies, except for option 4, which is just the PDF. So if you are comfortable with cutting your own cardstock and you are you have all the supplies that you need, then you can order just the tutorial and that will get emailed to you. Thanks, Anne. I'm so excited about it too. So I would love to share this with you. I love the projects, and if you do order any of those those options that include the make and takes, you'll be doing 8 cards, so 2 each of 4 different designs. Okay, really good value. Again, I will post the link for that once I'm done, and you can check out more details and sign up there. Unfortunately, I can't send this out to the US. This is only available for anyone in Canada except for the PDF. If you want the PDF, I can send that worldwide. So let me know if you're interested or if you have any questions. And if you do purchase the class, I would love feedback, because it is my first time doing it, and I want to make sure that, and I do hope to do them again. So I want to make sure that it's meeting your needs and that you feel like it's good value and that you like the projects, and that you enjoyed doing the class on your own. So please do give me feedback if you do end up signing for this. So are you guys ready to craft with me? I'm going to turn the camera down now, and I'm going to see if I can pull this up on my iPad so that you can let me know if it's not working or if you can't see, or anything's going awry. Okay, and I'm going to try this a little differently than I did last time because I kept getting the blurring in and out. So I'm going to try this a different way. So just bear with me for a second while I switch the camera view, and I'm just going to cover this up and turn the camera down. I really hope this works. What are we seeing here? That's my light. There we go. Okay. Can you see everything okay? I'm going to just pull this up on my iPad to make sure that I can see it too. I know there's going to be a bit of a delay, but I also want to be able to see comments here. So Please continue to comment and let me know what you think. And just bear with me for 1 second. I feel like I'm a bit of an amateur still with these Facebook Lives. So I am going to just make sure I can see the comments here. Oh, just turned off my light. Okay, I think I can see everything. Can you guys see that giant shadow? What is that? I cannot figure out what it is. Oh, I know what it is. It's my camera stand. Okay, hold on 1 second. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Hopefully you guys can see okay. What am I going to show you? Oh, first I'm going to show you some samples using the Painted Seasons bundle. And you can tell that I've really been loving this bundle because I have lots and lots of cards to show you. So this one here is using the Incredible Like You stamp set. And then we've got this one here, which is also using the Incredible Like You. This is the one that coordinates with one of our bundles. And sorry, with one of our kits, our all-inclusive, our project kits, I should say. And it's currently on back order, but I believe it's going to be available soon and you are going to love it. And the stamp set's amazing. This one here, I'm going to move some of these out of the way as I'm showing them to you. Okay, thanks for the feedback. I'm glad that you guys can see okay. Hi, Stephanie. Nice to see you. This one here is using the All Adorned stamp set. This is one of the other Celebration options that's available, and I love the sentiment in it. This one here, again, using the Incredible Like You. This one here is using the Part of My Story. And then this one, okay, I'm going to keep moving things. This one, am I going too fast? Are you guys able to see them okay? This one here is using the More Than Words stamp set. Again, it's a Celebration coordination item. And I did a slightly different version of it here. This is a really simple card. You just basically cut your designer series paper and some cardstock, 2 ink colors, you stamp, and away you go. It's a really, really easy card. This layout I've done with a couple of different cards because I really like it. It's very simple. This was my thank you card that went out in February, I believe. And I love the layout of it. And I love how it shows the designer series paper. So these are all part of the Painted Seasons designer series paper. This one here is a little bit more elaborate. Well, not even elaborate, but it involves some big shot work. So I cut out the stitched label from the Stitched Labels Framelits dies and cut out the leaves from there and put that on there. And then this is the last one. You can tell I really like this pattern of paper because I keep using it on all my cards. So we are going to be playing with this bundle today. And so I'm going to just show you really quickly what comes with the Painted Seasons bundle. So you get the Painted Seasons stamp set, and then you get a pack of 12 by 12 designer series paper. And so these are the 4 patterns on one side, and then I'll flip them over, and then we've got some nice geometric patterns on the other side. And I will show you another great feature of our designer series paper. I store mine in these sleeves that I got from Amazon, I believe. And on the back of our designer series paper packs, what I love is that they show you the colors that come in the pack. So you can see there's Call Me Clover, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso. There's a whole bunch of different colors that coordinate with this, but it takes the guesswork out of it for me, so I know exactly which colors I want to be using for my cards. So that's the paper pack, and you get, let's see, you get 12 sheets. So you get 3 each of 4 different designs. And I'm so in love with this paper. I think I've gone through about 5 packs now of it, and I'm totally digging it. So those are the 2 items that come in the Painted Seasons bundle, and you can actually get this bundle for free with a $120 purchase. So if you like some of the products I'll be using today, I'm sure you could probably get yourself to $120, and then you would be able to choose this for free. And then the last one I wanted to show you as part of the Celebration coordination is the framelits. So these are called the 4 Seasons framelits, and these are these are the only sets of framelits. Sorry, this is the only set of framelits that's available now as part of the Celebration coordination. And I expect that this is probably going to go on low inventory soon, and it'll probably sell out very soon. So those are the items we're going to be playing with today. I'm just going to move this over and let's get stamping. So the first card I'm going to show you is this one here. And this is also using the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. This is featured in my online class, the Painted Seasons online class. So we'll be using the Painted Seasons bundle as well as the Strong and Beautiful stamp set. This stamp set has some amazing sentiments in it. It says, you have what it takes to be unstoppable and I couldn't be more proud. You are loved completely. To the woman who taught me what it means to be brave. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. I'm not going to read them all to you. There are a couple of sentiments in here that are appropriate for Mother's Day, but if you don't make Mother's Day cards or are not making Mother's Day cards, there are so many other sentiments in here that are really amazing for any woman in your life, any friend, family member. They're just really amazing sentiments. And I love the fonts of them as well. So that's included in the Painted Seasons online class. And the other thing I wanted to show you about this is a lot of people ask how I design my cards or where I get inspiration from. A lot of people that come to my classes for the first time are always worried that they're not going to be able to come up with any card designs. And so one of the things that I do often is I will find a layout that I like, and then I basically copy that layout using the products that I want. So this is the layout that I used as my inspiration, and this is using the Happiness Blooms designer series paper. It's the same sentiment, or sorry, this is a different sentiment. But it's a very similar layout of card, and I just used it with the Painted Seasons bundle. So let me show you how you can make this card here. So I've already cut out some of the supplies, and I'm using Whisper White thick cardstock as my base. And we can do the stamping first. And I actually used a different embossing folder for this one. So the first one that I used here is the Pinewood Planks, and this one here is the Tufted embossing folder. These are both available in our annual catalog. So I'm going to grab, I've already put the flower on a block, and I'm going to grab my Petal Pink ink, and I'm just going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that on my white scrap piece of cardstock. I'll close that up, and then the next thing I'm going to stamp is the sentiment. So I'm going to open up my Early Espresso. I've already cut out my stitched shape circle, and I will quickly just put this on a block. And I'm going to use a different sentiment on this one. I'm going to use one that says, I cherish you, my true friend. I know I can always count on you. So I'm going to just ink that up, and I will stamp that down. And I just absolutely love the font on that. Don't you love it? It's just so gorgeous. So that's that. I'm going to move that aside. And I'm going to now bring the Big Shot in, and I'm going to cut out those flowers. So let me just move this stuff aside. And I don't know if you can see my whole Big Shot on there, but you'll be able to get the picture, I'm sure. So I'm going to pull out the framelit that coordinates with the flower, and I'm going to just use my magnetic platform here, and I'll just find the best spot. Sometimes this takes me a really long time, and thankfully today it worked the first time. So I'm just going to cut that out. The magnetic platform is not necessary. It just helps to sometimes hold the framelit in place. But it cuts it out so nicely so that you don't have to worry about cutting that with scissors. So I'm just going to move the Big Shot out of the way, and then let's start assembling the card. I'm going to pull all these pieces back in, and I will grab my adhesive, and let me just see my sample here. Okay, so this is the designer series paper I was telling you about, and I'm going to just stick that onto my Poppy Parade layer. So Poppy Parade is one of the colors that coordinates with this paper. So I'm going to stick that on. And then I'm going to wrap some of my twine around here and tie a bow. Hi, Mandy, nice to see you. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around, and we'll see how this goes on camera, because when I'm doing it on my own, it always seems to work. when I'm doing it on camera, sometimes things don't go according to plan. So I'm going to just cut a really long piece to give myself some room to tie this. I probably cut a little extra. Some of you might be cringing at the waist that's about to happen, but I needed to make sure that it worked. Okay, so here, I just tie my bows the way that I would tie laces on my running shoes. I say that with a little chuckle because I really don't wear running shoes a lot because I don't really have reason to. I don't run, I don't go to the gym. But if I were to wear running shoes, that's how I would tie them. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. Hi, Raylene. Oh, it's so nice that so many of you have been able to join in. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down and just make sure I get it nice and sticky. And then I'll put a little bit more adhesive here. And I'm going to try and center that. And then last, well, not last, what did I do with my flower? I totally just lost it. There it is. Okay. This is not the last step. I still have a couple of things to do. I'm going to put some dimensionals onto the back of the stitched circle and stick that down. And then I want to add a little bit of sparkle to my flower. And I'd forgotten I hadn't used my Wink of Stella in a really long time. And I'm not even sure you'll be able to see this on camera. But Wink of Stella is this gorgeous glitter brush. And it just adds like the most subtle hint of sparkle to anything that you use it on. Oh, hi, Mandy. Oh, no, you're homesick. Oh, thanks. I'm glad that you're able to join me. Feel better for sure. Okay, so I'm going to stick this on here. Mandy, I hope you're doing a bit of crafting if you're homesick. Unless you're like so sick that you can't craft, which would be really unfortunate. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to put on a pearl. Maureen, you forget it too, right? I know. I was just looking at the flower and I was thinking this needs a little bit of sparkle in the center. And I don't know, it just popped into my mind. So I decided to use it. So here I'm going to put, I don't know. I think I like the pearls. I don't know. I like putting pearls on in threes for some reason. Does anybody else do that? I do kind of like 2 in the top corner and then 1 somewhere near the bottom on the opposite side. It's a thing. I don't know if there's like some sort of method to the madness, but that's how I do it. So those are the finished cards, and you can see the very subtle difference in the embossing folder. And please do tell me which one you like better. It's funny, I had done another card and I had used one of our Celebration embossing folders, the Country Floral, and then I was making up some extras. So I did one in the Tufted and I did one in our subtle embossing folder. And then I posted them on my Facebook group and asked for some feedback, and most people liked the Tufted, actually. Maybe one or maybe nobody liked the Country Floral, which is actually the one that I had done on the card when I had done it at a class. So anyway, I should have asked for feedback before I'd done the class, but so really simple cards, and you can see where I pulled the inspiration from was this card right here, and it looks very similar. I just use different products for it, but I find that's when I'm in a rut or I'm trying to design and I'm either tired or the creative juices are not flowing, that's one thing that I do to design is I just will look at a layout that I've liked and then I just go with that. So I'm just going to clean off this stamp. I'm using my chamois here, which doesn't look very pretty on the other side either, but this thing is magical. This came out in June when our went with our most recent annual catalog, and I love it. I have 3 of them, and I really like it. It makes it so much easier to clean, and it's really cheap. It's like 11 bucks, and then I just store mine in a DVD case, and you can actually purchase the cases from Stampin' Up, or you know, if you have some lying around, which DVDs were not gone that long ago. So you probably have one of these lying around, and it's the perfect storage system. Okay, so I've switched up my stamp. I actually need to switch up my flower, and I'm going to use a different a leaf from here, the fern leaf. So this stamp set doesn't come with any images, but it coordinates so nicely with any of our image sets. Sorry, it doesn't have any sentiments. It only has images, but it coordinates really nicely with any of our sentiment sets. So you could take any sentiment set that you have and use it with this stamp set and it would be beautiful. Okay. So thanks for the comments, guys. I'm glad you like it. So the next card I'm going to show you is this one here. And this one uses the sentiment that says, you are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. And I'll just show you the card that I pulled the layout from. And it's this one here, again, using the Happiness Blooms designer series paper, but same stamp set. And I just, again, used the same layout, and I think the measurements are exactly the same. So it's a really simple way to get some inspiration. And the card, I think, looks pretty different, right? Wouldn't you say? It looks totally different, but the layout is what I used from that one. So let me move that aside and I'll put that here. And I've already done some cutting. So I'm just going to score that. Where's my bone folder? Okay. So that's that, and then I'll actually just stick this down so that I don't lose them. I'm using Fast Fuse because I can't find my snail, and Fast Fuse is, oh, there it is. It's right next to me. Let me switch that out so that you're seeing me use something that actually is available. There's my snail. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down. And I'm going to put that down here. So when I'm trying to put layers down straight, I just kind of put the layer close to one edge and just make sure that it looks like it's equal distance from each of the other edges, and then I start to stick it down. And when you're using snail, if you don't use too much on it, then you can actually reposition if you're finding you're not happy with how it looks. Okay, so let's do some stamping. So we're going to use Lemon Lime Twist and Tranquil Tide. Lemon Lime Twist is listed as one of the colors on the designer series paper here. So I picked that, and then I just wanted to do the veins a little bit darker. So I pulled out the Tranquil Tide. So I'm going to just ink this up with the Lemon Lime Twist. And then I don't know if you can, yep, I'm sure you can tell here, but if you look at my card, you can see that it's darker along the middle. And so the way I did that is I just used a sponge dauber. Just pop that on my finger, and then I'm just going along the middle of the stamp. And I'm going to stamp this twice, but I'm going to re-ink it again in between. Let me just get the excess ink off my block, off my stamp, and then I'll do that again. I'm going to ink that up again. Hello, Selena. Thanks for joining me. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to stamp that one there. And you can just see like it's a subtle sort of ombre effect where the middle looks a bit darker, but really easy to do with a sponge dauber. And what I discovered when I was making this card is that I can actually clean off my sponge dauber on my chamois. So I actually just wipe off the ink, and then I can use it again. Like there's very little color left on that. But anyway, it's just a little handy hint there for you. So let's cut these out. And what I love about this framelit set is that it has two of a couple of the framelits. So this fern leaf actually has two framelits. And because I probably am the laziest stamper on earth, I love when I don't have to do things more times than I really need to. So let me pull the Big Shot back in, and I'm going to put this down here, and then I will just line it up. And my plates are pretty new, these ones here. They don't usually look like this. It's just when I get a new set, and I love using new plates. But when you start to use your plates, you'll find that they'll start to get scratched and they'll maybe lose their flatness a little bit, but they still work just as well. I just thought because I'm going on camera, I'm going to use a newer set. And I'm just going to run that through. Move the Big Shot out of the way. And voila! Easy peasy. So not that it would have taken so much work for me to run that through twice, but if I was doing multiples of this card, then that would take me a lot of time, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to grab my piece here for the sentiment, and this is just it's from a scrap, and I think it's 1/4 inch by, I didn't give you measurements. If you want measurements, let me know and I will post them. And so, yeah, it's just basically the same width as my designer series paper here. Okay, so I think this is 3 3/4 inches by 5 by 3 3/4. And then I just cut my Whisper White piece the same width. So I'm just going to stamp that down here. And I think that looks pretty straight. Now, when I made my first card, I did find that because the background of this paper is white, that I felt like the sentiment piece got a little lost. So I ended up cutting a piece of Poppy Parade just to mount that on. So there'll be 2 different versions, and you can let me know which one you like. Oh, there was some gucky stuff on my little board here that now is on my card, but that's okay because I'm going to cover it up with these leaves. Okay, I'm totally smudging everything here. But I'm not going to cut out another piece because whoever gets it will know it's handmade and made with love. So that is almost it. I'm just going to put the leaves on and embellish a little bit, and then the card is almost done. So like I said, I really love this sentiment set, and I can think of so many people in my life that I would give cards to using these sentiments. I think they're really gorgeous, and really sweet. So I'm going to just put that on here, and I'm just going to try and put the stems together, yeah, so that when I put my braided linen trim, I can just put it right on the center. Where is my trim? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to, this is called our braided linen trim, and I think it's only $9.50. You get 10 yards, and this was something that carried over from our holiday catalog, and it's so gorgeous. I love our linen thread, but I do find sometimes when I'm putting it on cards, it looks a little thin, so I double it up often, but this was just, I love this linen trim. So it's available. It's in the back of our occasions catalog, and I use it a lot. So that's, just gonna cut that. Let's see, I'll maybe trim the length of that a bit after. I totally agree, Dawn. This paper, like it really does the heavy lifting for any card. You actually don't need to do a lot of intricate stuff on it because the actual paper makes such a beautiful background. So I've been actually making a lot of cards using just a big piece of designer series paper on the back and then just doing a little bit of stamping and embellishing. Okay, so that is the card almost done. I'm just going to cut these a little bit more just to make them a bit shorter. And I'll just move that out of the way. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to put on some pearls. So I like to use my piercing tool for that because my my fat fingers don't pick them up very easily. So I'm going to put one here and one here. This one I'm only putting 2 on because I've got the leaves on the other side. So what do you think? This one, again, very subtle difference. This one has the Poppy Parade layer behind the sentiment and this one doesn't. I don't know, I find this pops a little bit more. I really like it on that layer, but this is also really simple and pretty too. So let me pull in the other cards just so you can have a look again. These are the 2 cards that I made. Tell me what you think, and if you have any questions about anything or want any information, please let me know. And like I said, I will post the information about the online class, and I will also be posting I'll post some information about the upcoming bingo event if you're interested in attending that and you're not too far away. I would love for you to join us. I'll be posting an event actually on my Facebook page, so you can sign up there. And even if you are a little bit far away, it's totally worth the drive. Thanks, Maureen. Oh, I'm loving the hearts I'm getting. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you, if you have this bundle already, I hope that this inspires you to go and make something with it. And please do post pics or send me pics of what you're making with it. I'm constantly inspired by all the different projects I'm seeing with it. And again, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I hope to be back here next Monday. I think the timing will probably be about the same, maybe 12:30ish, but I'll post before I'm going to be going live, so you have a heads up. And yeah, have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.